He decided, but she announced it. Dick Morris has a piece at thehill.com. Obama's failed presidency. Obama's failed presidency. Does it take you back to something? January 16, 2009. El Rushbo, I hope he fails. The Wall Street Journal asked me to submit 400 words on my hopes for the Obama administration. They're doing this with a lot of people. And I wrote them back, I don't need 400. I need 4. I hope. And, of course, the world blew up. And everybody knew what I meant, but they still had to mischaracterize it. Here's Dick Morris, particularly Obama's failed presidency, particularly if the Supreme Court invalidates the individual mandate. At the heart of Obamacare, this president's tenure is increasingly going to be seen as an unmitigated failure. The economy is in a shambles and getting worse. The national debt is bloated. The stimulus didn't. You know, there's a couple things happening out there involving young people. This student loan thing is big. USA Today, no, Yahoo News. Yahoo News has a story today where they found a bunch of recent graduates talking about their student loan debt. And it ranges from 80,000 up to over 200,000 among the people they found. And these people are devastated. These young adults are saying they're not going to have money to get married. They're not going to have money to buy a house. They're not going to have money to live a conventional life as they've seen it and been exposed to. One woman even says to the writer of the story, my boyfriend won't marry me because I'm $135,000 in debt and he doesn't want his name on it. Which we all know the answer, but I don't dare speak it here. The point is, what are you doing marrying a guy who can't pay off $135,000 for? Anyway, it's big for these young adults to whom normally the national debt and deficits wouldn't matter a hill of beans are getting first-hand experience at what it does mean. And who put them in debt? Who runs the student loan program? It's Obama. Who's out there pushing these things? Who's out there getting everybody in debt? The Democrats. It's the government. I don't know what they're complaining about. They get free birth control. Isn't that all they care about? That's what Obama wants us to believe. At any rate, you have this Yahoo story, and then there is another story. Might be in the UK media, I'm not sure, about software developers who are writing apps for smartphones, the iPhone, the Android format, and so forth. And they are encountering, as they get bigger and as they start making money, they are encountering all of the regulations and all of the things that limit their creativity that they didn't know existed. Young people are encountering all of the obstacles that other small business people have already learned about and deal with each and every day. And I think it's substantive. I think it's important. I think it matters. Who runs the colleges? Who charges these tuitions that has resulted in these students being in such debt that none of them think they're going to find work in this economy that's going to help them come anywhere near paying off the loan? That's why I say don't be surprised if in August or September at the convention, Obama forgives student loan debt. He can do that. He can propose it. That's all it would take. He don't even have to do it. Just propose it. He could also propose the government forgiving mortgage debt on properties which are underwater. If he's willing to ignore the Constitution here or there, or basically write new law with a presidential executive order here or there, what's to stop him from announcing he's just going to wipe all the student loan debt off the books? All of you who owe $100,000, you don't owe anything. It's not right. graduate and be in such debt, not, and blah, 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 and just wipe it off. But regardless, they're learning about it firsthand. Debt, why it matters. Normally, such discussions of the deficit and debt and all that stuff, it's boring as it can be to 20-somethings. All they want to do is find lives that look like the people on TV live. Sex with everybody you meet. Yes, that's what it is, Dawn. I mean, I know you don't want to believe that. How many young people, let me just ask you, Dawn, how many young people, college students and recent grads, entering the real world, are depressed and disappointed that life isn't as they see it on TV? That they don't have sex with everybody they meet in a bar, that not everybody drives a Lamborghini. I think you'd be surprised. And how many of them can't get jobs? Exactly, with all that debt. I'm telling you, everybody's surrendering the youth vote to Obama. I wouldn't be so fast about it. Everybody's surrendering their Hispanic vote to Obama. I wouldn't be so hasty with that. A story in the stack about that from the National Journal by a guy named Josh Krashour, who says that the Hispanic vote as a monolithic vote for Obama is not true. It's a myth. It's coming up. Anyway, back to Morris here. The economy's in a shambles, getting worse. The national debt's bloated. Stimulus didn't work. That's a good point. If the stimulus had worked, as Obama says, how come he hasn't proposed doing another one? If it was so great at creating all those jobs. Oh, gosh, my neurons keep firing.